Hello and welcome to my latest video. Today I'm going to show you how to create the simple tags I attached to my Magic Reindeer swaps for my personal swaps for this year's Stampin' Up European Convention. I made these really quickly and simply using my digital studio. So firstly you need to open my digital studio. If you don't already have my digital studio you can download it for free on a 30-day trial. When you open my digital studio this is the first screen that you'll see. And to make the labels I'm going to open a custom project. I've got my measurements in centimetres and I'm going to use standard UK A4 paper size, which is 21 centimetres wide and 29.7 centimetres high, and click next on create project. My project you need to give a name straight away, so I'm going to call it reindeer food because then I'll know what I'm looking for. And you click on OK and it will create your project for you. So here we've got my blank A4 page and this project couldn't be simpler. I'm going to start by adding a stamp, and you can find your menu here on the right hand side. You have background papers, add photos from your computer, add punches and embellishments, but I'm going to add a stamp. And to do so you click on the add stamp icon and it lists up all the stamps that you have in your My Digital Studio. Now the trial version doesn't have as many as the other ones do, and to be honest I'm not sure which ones now that I've bought and which ones came with My Digital Studio. So I'm going to You're My Sunshine and I'm going to select this first stamp, dotted circle, click and apply, and then we can close this screen. And straight away there we've got the circle on the screen. Now I want to change the colour, so whilst it's highlighted, you can see it's highlighted once the 4 squares are around it. Click on change colour in my menu and I'm going to change the colour to cherry cobbler, and if you just hover over the colours you'll see the name. So click on cherry cobbler and click on OK. The next thing I want to do is change the size of this circle because I want it custom made to fit in my 3/8 inch circle punch. So again, whilst it's highlighted, click on the right mouse button and click on edit object, and here you can see the sizes. I've got it in centimetres, so I'm just going to highlight the width and change it from 10 to 3, and by clicking on height it'll automatically do the same. So now I'm going to move it into the top corner of my page, and so that you can see what I'm doing, I'm just going to change the size of my canvas to zoom in on it so that you can see it a little clearer. The next thing I'm going to do is to add another stamp, this time from Jolly Bingo Bits, and here are all the stamps in Jolly Bingo Bits, and I'm going to choose the reindeer. He's a cutie. It says deer, but I think he's my reindeer. Click apply and close. And we're going to change his colour. Again, 4 squares around him show he's highlighted. Change the colour to soft suede. And we're going to move him into the circle. And for me, he's just the right size. I want to give him a little bit of depth, so I'm going to click on this icon here, drop shadow. And I'm going to change the opacity to 51 and the blur to -4. I'm going to keep the colour as it is and click on OK, and that's given him a little shadow which pops him off the page a little. Next I'm going to add his red nose, so under embellishments you click on add embellishment, and here I've got basic pearls and rhinestones. I'm going to the medium sized rhinestone, highlight it, click on apply and then close the box, and you can just move that across and position it onto his nose. And I'm going to recolour that, and I'm actually going to choose Raspberry Ripple. Practice has shown me that gives him a really good red, and add a tiny drop shadow to that, just the same as I did previously. And there you can see is my reindeer. What you want to do next is to go to Arrange on your border at the top and select All. Go back to Arrange and click on Group, and then you're simply going to copy and with your right hand mouse button paste, and rather than having to move everything an element at a time you can move them across as you go. You can obviously fill your whole page, and then when you're happy, obviously if I go back to canvas zoom, go back down to 150, you'd fill your whole page, and then you could either save that as a JPEG, which you do by clicking on share and click on export pages, save as JPEG, and I'll show you there. Do I want to save changes first? Yes. And it's simply saved that as a JPEG, it's told me where it saved it, click finish, and that will be now in my photo folder saved as a JPEG, which I can then print from a photo, or I can print from MDS myself by clicking on print. And what I'm doing with these, to make my swaps, I popped a piece of A4 crumb cake card into my printer and printed it off. I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you very much.